Welcome to the second presentation of the eMentor, brought to you by Team Skagway 1. The eMentor is a web service designed to help put those in need in touch with local people in their community online. The eMentor can benefit recovering drug addicts, former homeless people, first-time felons getting out of prison, or many others who just simply need resources or contacts to help them get to the next level. Before we dive into the eMentor, let's meet the members of Team Skagway 1, including David Huang and Mick Sexton. While the eMentor is designed to help many individuals in our society, for the purposes of this tutorial, we will focus on a specific, concrete, real-world example of a first-time offendant getting out of jail. Many statistics report that out of first-time offenders who are released from prison, for instance, 68% of males and 58% of females are rearrested within the first year. 53% of males and 39% of females are reincarcerated from that very first year of leaving prison. The eMentor is designed to help mitigate these effects. In our society, when someone is released from prison, oftentimes they do not have these people do not oftentimes have an adequate support system, or are thrown upon a caseworker who has too much of a workload and cannot give them the adequate attention. The eMentor can bridge the gap here by putting this client in contact with 3 or 4 local mentors who can help them out online, make suggestions as to how to act during an interview, or where to buy a suit for an interview, or where to find a good doctor or a good school, or where to find a good home. Let's take a look at a real-life example using the eMentor, walking through the process. Anyone can easily visit eMentor online and they will see the first login page. On this page, one can also register to become a mentor, or if they feel they need help, they can register to become a client. For our purposes, we will go ahead and log in here. In this instance, we do not need a username or a password. Here we see an example of what the eMentor's main page would look like for a client. Above, we currently have a news feed from Bing.com, but which is actually meant to be an inspirational quote of the day. Over in the top left-hand corner, we will eventually have a daily schedule and calendar, so this client, can use to keep track of their activities. We will also have a section right below that of pop-up reminders to remind them of important things that are coming up. Over on the upper right-hand side window, we will have a chat window who they can use to chat with other mentors. Right in the middle, we have a message board, which will most likely be the most often used tool on the eMentor web service. The message board is designed for a sort of call and response. For instance, Alex needed to find a place where he could print resumes out. Both Pedro and Susan made instant recommendations. This is designed to be a free form of communication to help the client in need. Below that, we have a section where eventually we will implement a file upload area for stored files. This will be especially important as many clients do not have access to a computer all the time, so they can simply check in from an internet cafe or from a public library, where they can upload their resumes and cover letters and various other important documents that they may not be able to keep on them at all times. Over here, we have a list of contacts that the client can use to save on the eMentor, so they can access the client's email, phone number, address, and basically get in touch with anybody so they don't necessarily have to write it down and lose the piece of information. And over on the bottom right-hand side, we have various notes that the client can use to remind themselves of certain things such as bus route changes, or where to find jobs, or where to find cheap suits. The eMentor brings these things all together in an easy format. This way, the client can have access to resources such as important information, but also to their mentors. As you can see, the eMentor is still in the preliminary stages and not fully implemented yet. However, be sure to check back for further improvements. Thank you for watching this second presentation of the eMentor by Team Skagway 1. As we mentioned, the eMentor is designed to help bring people together, promoting a sense of community and compassion. We hope you will check in for future updates.